Out of all the countries in the world, why Paraguay? Why'd you come here? ¿Y por qué Paraguay? ¿Y qué hace un insert what country you're from en Paraguay? What I just said was, and what's a insert your nationality person doing here in Paraguay? What are you doing here? How long have you been here? Why'd you come? Why do you stay? I want to talk about these questions because you're going to get them all of the time. I'm going to sit for this video. I'm going to sit on the ground. Hope you guys can see me all right. See if I can throw my sunglasses without, oh, right in the bag. Let's go. I hope you saw that. I want to speak a little bit about those questions and how important it is for you to have a good answer to them, and how important it is for you to be able to navigate them when you're meeting people here in Paraguay. You're gonna get it all the time, all the time. It's funny. It's like eventually, after you've had enough conversations with enough strangers, you're almost gonna get tired of it. You're gonna be like, oh, here we go again. The intro quiz, the icebreaker, right? How long have you been here? Okay, where are you from? Where are you from? How long have you been here? Why Paraguay? What are you doing here? How do you like it? So, my first point here is everything I just said. Some of them are very easy black and white answers, right? Like, how long have you been here? That's just a number. Where are you from? You've probably only one answer, maybe a couple if you have a couple of different identities. And that's it. But like, why are you in Paraguay? What made you want to come to Paraguay? Why do you stay? What are you doing here? I encourage you guys to really take some time to think about what your responses will be to that question, because ultimately what it's going to do is, one, it's going to make that process of going through that icebreaker a lot more enjoyable, because you're going to, I guess, just feel more prepared. And two, you're going to be able to get conversations started with people a lot easier and be able to be able to make a more lasting impression quicker, right? And be able to make more lasting impressions with more people. For example, let's just say your name is John, you're from Australia, you've been here for 3 months, and somebody asks you, why Paraguay? And you say, yeah, I just wanted to stop paying taxes. All right. What else, right? That might have been your original motivation, but why have you been here for 3 months? Why else did you want to come here? There's a bunch of ways to stop paying taxes, but like, why have you stayed? You know what I mean? Now, I think for most of you, your actual genuine answer is going to be a lot more profound than just, I wanted to stop paying taxes. But you might not have taken the time to actually think through what it is and to actually think through how to deliver it to people when they ask, and how to do it in a way that creates an easy, real conversation from there. Because the purpose of the icebreaker is to break the ice and to break it as quickly as possible and get to actually know that person as fast as possible. But if your answers are very shallow, then you're not going to break that ice very fast. You might not break it at all, and that conversation might just end with, okay, it was nice meeting you, and you have nothing memorable left. You're left with nothing memorable about that person, and that person is left with nothing memorable about you. I'm starting to speak too fast. So here's some examples, at least ways that I go about it. It's like, I try to go like a little bit of a layer deeper, right? Like if somebody asks me like, why Paraguay? I'll get creative, right? Like, get creative, like have fun with this. But I might just say like, look around, why not? And then they'll kind of laugh. They'll be like, what? Well, why? Like, why do you like it? I'll be like, what's there not to like about it? And they'll be like, well, what do you actually like about it? And it's like, and then I'll get into it, right? But it was a little pattern interrupt, right? And I showed some character. Or I may say something along the lines of, man, like this place just has a soul. This place just has a soul that other places don't have. And then they'll be curious, like, what do you mean by a soul? And then depending on the person, my answer will vary, but I might say like, yeah, like there's a lot of growth here, like especially if it's more of a business context, like say I'm at like a business networking event, I'll be like, the energy in the air, like you can just feel something different. Like, don't you agree? And they'll feel like, yeah, I agree. Like, you know, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of buildings being built. I'm literally watching a crane, like a live crane being used right now. I'm looking at a construction site right here as I film this. A lot of things going on, a lot of people just doing things and starting businesses and getting things done. And man, like that energy, like, isn't it great? And they'll be like, yeah, like, you know, I think I feel that too. Like, you know, back home, say it's another foreigner, you know, back home, you know, we don't have that anymore. You know, those days are kind of gone in our home country. Whereas here, it's like we have a bright future. Okay, great. So that's another example. Or, you know, something that's like a little bit more cheeky, right? Like, honestly, I was in Argentina before, which is where I was. And I say, honestly, I had the steak, so much steak in Argentina, and I thought it was the best ever. And then I came up here, and I'll never eat steak from Argentina again. And they'll be like, oh, let's go. Or I'll throw a little joke. My honest answer to the steak thing is I think it's debatable on the cut. I think they're both very, very good. But overall, if I had to pick one or another, I would choose Paraguayan beef over Argentine beef. But Argentine beef has its virtues. But I might say the opposite. I'll be like, yeah, I came here from Argentina just to check it out. Because the people told me that the steak was better here. But man, they were so wrong. And they'll be like, what? What do you mean? No, it's not, right? And you're just like, I'm just kidding. And you go from there. Or one time I said, I came to Paraguay because I wanted to go to the only country in the world where people eat soup with a fork and a knife. It's exactly how I said it. I had just made a reel about that whole concept recently. You can go on my Instagram and find it. I made like a little skit about it. And they're like, what? No way. Like, ha. But yeah, like I made a joke of it. But by doing that, it's like, you know, you show the person that you know a little bit about the culture, and yeah, you're just a relatable, like, funny person. But yeah, I mean, the most important part at the beginning is actually understanding why it is you're here. Like, what actually keeps you here? Is it the food? Is it the pace of life? Is it to find love, right? Like, have you found a girlfriend or a wife or a husband or a boyfriend that has kept you here? Is it the tereré, right? Are you just addicted to tereré like I have become? That's another thing. Like, you say, yeah, like I tried the tereré and I became addicted and now I can't leave or else I'll get withdrawal. Right? But what I'm getting at is actually understand why it is you're here. And just keep that close to your heart. Conversations with people aside, like when you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself, like, what am I doing? Like, why am I in this place? You need to stay true with what motivates you to actually be here. And if you find that changed and you don't want to be here anymore, then leave, right? Like, don't force yourself to be in a place that you don't like. But yeah, I guess that's the overall point of this video is like, it's the question you will get most often. Why Paraguay? Why are you here? And it's just an interesting concept, right? For us, in our own psyche, as well as socially with others. And that's it. I guess last thing I'll leave you guys with is leave in the comments. Like, if any of you guys who have been to Paraguay or who are here or are planning to come to Paraguay, like, why is that? Why do you want to come to Paraguay? what is it that makes you want to stay, and what is it that you feel that goes kind of beyond, like a lot of like the surface level, kind of on paper reasons that might have initially garnered your interest, but don't go much deeper than that. So yeah, share in the comments. Any thoughts? Would love to connect with you guys personally. Reach out to me on Instagram at Expat. That's a great way to do that. I might be doing consultation calls, one-on-one consultations here soon. Check in the description to see if that's in the description yet. It may or may not be launched just yet, but it will be here very soon. And I will see you guys again here very soon in beautiful Paraguay, the place that keeps calling our names and keeps asking us why the heck we're here. Ciao, ciao.